Yes, people, welcome to my YouTube channel. This has been a long time coming. I should have done this years ago, but finally made the jump, and the right time is always yesterday. So I wanted to just change the way I put out content, really, because I'm sure you'll all agree, I log onto Instagram sometimes and it destroys my soul a little bit. You know, there's a lot of people putting out some shit content and people with no experience, you know, and a lot of clients coming to me confused, unsure of what to do, how to approach the training, how to approach lifestyle, how to get in shape. And I thought I will be able to much better deliver my content in long form and talk about things in a lot more detail and provide valuable content after having over 10 years experience in the industry, achieving some amazing results with my clients, which I'm sure you've seen on my Instagram page. But I will tell you a little bit about myself, and today we're going to take you through a push session at the dungeon. So we are just on the way now, just on a pre-workout meal, and got my lovely girlfriend behind the camera.
Yeah.
First vlog. I'm not expecting it to be amazing, so bear with me. But you've got to suck and start something to get better, and so we'll see how it goes. But hopefully I can provide a lot of value. Hopefully you'll enjoy the content, and I suppose I'm supposed to say like and subscribe. But I will see you at the gym. Very excited to train today. Anyone that's deep in a fat loss phase knows it was my rest day yesterday, and they're just a full slog where you're hungry, you're clock watching, and you're just trying to keep busy. So it's always nice to train, you eat a little bit more food. It's a little bit further to travel for the gym, the dungeon. It's about 25 minutes away from me at the moment, but environment is everything, and it is easily the best gym in Dubai, in my opinion. So we have a very productive session. I'll take you through the push session and see how it goes. Yesterday was a rest day, and I am deep in a fat loss phase at the moment. I'm actually 3 weeks out of my first bodybuilding show, so I'll be taking you through that journey as well. It didn't start out as a bodybuilding prep, just my usual yearly fat loss phase that I do, and things just went really, really well, and it became more and more attractive to just take that goal to a higher standard. I'll take you through the full session, show you my top working sets, and throughout that I'll tell you a little bit about me and what to expect on the channel. So starting with a seated cable fly. Really like this before my push sessions to just get loads of blood in my pecs, especially this stage in a fat loss phase. I want to try and limit the external load that I'm using as much as possible, reduce the risk of injury. So doing something like this makes a lot of sense. You know, get a lot of stimulus, internal stimulus in my pecs, get a lot of blood flow into my pecs, and get them ready to go, ready, feeling safe, feeling good to go, and get a good pump going into my pressing, my heavier movements after. So we'll go for just one working set here, because we don't want to eat in too much into the other exercises. So one working set to absolute failure, we'll do it. So this is my top set. So we better start from the beginning for people that don't know who I am as well. Because before all the bodybuilding stuff, before all the physique development, before I started doing this full time as my career, I was a professional rugby league player, and that's all I ever knew. So I played Super League, and when I made my debut, anyone who follows rugby league knows it's no joke physically, and I just didn't have the size. I had the athleticism, I had the pace, but I didn't have the size yet. So the coaching staff at the club that I was at wanted me to put a lot of size on. And in that year, we went through an off season, and I put on a shitload of muscle. That's where I really fell in love with all this stuff. I watched my body change, but I also saw my confidence grow, and that's what drove me to actually drop the rugby eventually as my career and pick up personal training, online coaching, and helping other people achieve that same confidence in their own body and changing their bodies, but also changing their lives as a result of that. So that's where all this stuff started, and going through that elite level of coaching at the highest level, playing for England, playing Super League, that taught me what it takes to be at that level and to achieve elite level results and the coaching style that demands. And I think that's really, really helped me with my business, and that's why over the last 8+ years I've produced the results and the service that I have. So we'll be going into a lot of detail about my coaching and showing you the process with case studies of my clients. But for today I want to keep it short and sweet today and just take you through this session and like I said, hopefully provide a lot of value. So the pump cover is off. We've got a big compound now first after those flies to get everything pumped and primed and ready to go, feeling good. So with this, I'm not trying to break any records. Like I said, I'm 3 weeks out of this show, so I'm deep into this fat loss phase. I don't need to be setting any records here. I'm not trying to beat any numbers. Progressive overload isn't my main priority here. It's about the quality of the set, and that's something that I talk to my clients a lot about. When you are in a fat loss phase, do not chase numbers. You know, try and maybe match your logbook, but the priority is always the stimulus over the load. You should focus on the quality of your sets, the quality of the reps over the actual load that you are lifting, because focusing on the load that you are lifting in a fat loss phase is a quick way to 1, risk injury, and 2, lose muscle because you're not going to get as much stimulus. So quality reps here. Next up, we've got this flat flex leverage press, old school, and that's one of the things I love about this gym. He's curated this gym with all the old school, the best little pieces for every different exercise, every muscle that you want to train, and some of the flex stuff that you just don't see anymore. I'm a sucker for nostalgia. I've got all my uncle's old hand-me-down bodybuilding clothing, so seeing machines like this that I grew up watching during ESG etc. training on, it's always enjoyable to get on. So see how we get on with this. I'm not too sure what my top set will be, but we'll give this a bash. Okay, so now we've got some side raises for those mid delts, and with this nice little old school piece we can actually change the resistance profile of the machine, which is a fancy way of saying you can change where it's heaviest. So when we're changing our delts, as it gets harder and harder to get the muscle short, we can make it so it's heavier at the bottom and lighter at the top, so it drops off as it gets harder. So it helps us get more effective reps. And what I'm actually going to do with this now, I'm just going to do one working set, but it's going to be a rest pause set. So I'm going to go to failure 3 times within one set, and that helps me get a lot more effective reps accumulated within a shorter space of time. So it's actually a really good technique when you are at this stage, but also if you're short on time, you know, you're doing one set, but you're getting a lot more effective reps, those reps that are getting harder and closer to failure and slowing down involuntarily, and that will help you get a lot more stimulus from that set. So rest pause set, we'll go for as hard as I can for around 10, then I'll rest for 15 seconds, and I'll go again 2 more times, and whatever I get from there, I'll just get as many as I can. Rest 15 seconds. So I've got 9 there. So now I might only get 4 or 5, but I'll accumulate a lot more effective reps, those stimulating reps within one set. Instead of just doing one set to 10 or one set to 12, where you might get 2 or 3 effective reps where they're slowing down involuntarily, you'll get a lot more within the rest pause here. So it is a really good technique, but it's tough. One more to go. So really this one set is all I really need for the side delts today. And then we've got one set of triceps, one set of biceps. Go home, eat, recover, finish off some client work. Good to go. Let's go. So 9 reps, then 4 reps, then 3 reps. So 15, 16 reps altogether. Quick math. So a little bit of bicep stuff. I don't have too much bicep work throughout the week because I'd rather put my volume elsewhere. So my biceps aren't a weak point, but one hard set of this today, single arm. If you're an OG, you've seen Dorian Yates use this one, Nautilus single arm bicep curl. It's really, really nice. So nice to work on unilateral and really get a good contraction in that shortened range up here at the top. So go to absolute failure here. Full range of motion. Really big squeeze and contraction. Creeps up on you, that one. Okay, so we're gonna let you see how we're looking now, just under 3 weeks out of this this bodybuilding show. I'm posing daily now, sending photos over to my coach. It's important at this stage especially to be able to have someone to make decisions for you and adjustments objectively rather than emotionally. So sending over pictures to Tom and videos after every session to see how we're looking, so that we're not waiting long periods of time in between photos and check-ins and updates, so that if we need to make an adjustment we can make it sooner rather than later and make sure that we're on track. So that's why it's so important to take pictures and body weight and take data so often and very, very regularly, especially at this stage in a fat loss phase. So see how we're looking. Session done, so I'll head home now. Got a little bit more client work to do, eat my post-workout meal, which I'm very excited for. But I know this video today, first vlog, just wanted to get some content out and get the ball rolling with this stuff, and then I'll get it done. Hopefully get some videos out every week, but it probably seems quite bodybuilder-y. You're probably thinking, oh, another bodybuilder, but you know, I don't consider myself a bodybuilder. This is purely a product of the life that I've always wanted to live since I stopped playing rugby. You know, I think I took that time where I was a professional athlete, full-time athlete, for granted, and all I've done in the last 8+ years since then is try and curate a life where I can train as much as possible, because that's when I'm happiest and I live like an athlete. And I work with real people, people that have normal lives, and I get normal people in shape, and that's how I consider myself as well. You know, so we'll be kind of providing a lot of lifestyle content, a lot of training content, educational content, and some fun stuff as well. So thank you for watching today. Like and subscribe, and I'll be getting a lot more content out as soon as I possibly can. Cheers guys.